Like, here's a breast. It's not about the breastfeeding. It's like, we hacked Instagram. Here's a lady tit,
Can
everybody.
we just get over it?
Yeah.
God, I thought we would have evolved by now.
We can't get over
Right.
it because...
Yeah, self-pleasure and girls
Definitely.
being like, you make me come, motherfucker. Lazy motherfucker.
And welcome back to another episode of Ellevan Wins Podcast.
I'm your host, Ellevan.
My name is Winnie.
Oh, gosh, and we are so lucky. Look.
Look who we have today. Our next guest is a classically trained violinist whose career spans over classical music, alternative rock, and film and score composition. She's a multidisciplined artist, including acting and DJing. She's a mom of 3. Crazy, I know. We'll get into it. She's a yoga teacher, and she's my dear friend. Please welcome Lindsey Hilliard.
AKA Hot Lindsey.
Yeah.
That's what we
Did
call
I tell you that's what we call you?
I think you
In the
did.
household,
I'll
there was a
go-
couple Lindseys at times. Or?
Yeah. I'll just be like, oh, yeah, Lindsay told me this. And then Ev will be like, Hot Lindsay? And I'll be like, yeah.
Originally, it was like, which Lindsey? And you're like, Hot Lindsey. I'm like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
cool.
that's how it went.
Yeah,
down.
that's how I...
Yeah.
That's
Like,
so
which
sweet.
Lindsey? Yeah. So congratulations
Thank you.
on all your talents and
yeah,
your
like
face.
you're,
Mainly your talents, but
yeah,
it's all
but,
part of
but
it.
also just
We
like,
mean as
you're
a person.
So hot.
let's be real. Let's be honest. It's
crazy.
We're making her concave right away. We're like,
But your looks don't define you or give you any type of values.
no, it's because of
So,
who you are as a person
yeah.
overall. This is also what makes you hot,
Yeah, I think so because
but as well as the looks.
once you find out, like you're like, oh, cool, she's like a normal person. Like she plays the violin, that's cool, and then she, like is a yoga and fitness instructor. Oh, that's cool. And then she's also an actor. Also, she knows about audio equipment. Also, she knows how to do technical things. Oh, wow, cool. Also, she's a mom. What? Everyone at the studio is like, you're not a mom. And you're definitely not a mom of 3.
But we're mansplaining you to you. So what?
That's okay.
What?
I'm not. I'm woman and friend-splaining.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are wonderful. And
So
amazing.
welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
What did you want to get into music, or was it like something that was forced upon you?
I think it may have been not forced upon me, but it was sort of what my parents put me in when I was 4. They put me into piano, actually. My sister, who's 2 years older, was in piano at 4, so it just made sense for me to also go, because they're at the conservatory anyway, the Royal Conservatory
Oh,
of
word.
Music in Toronto. But I changed to violin when I was 5 because... probably because I wasn't doing as well as my sister was by the age of 5.
Learning how to compare by the age of 5. Good, nice.
Yeah. Well, my sister was one of those like she skipped a grade. She was a child prodigy. She won like the Canadian music competition of classical piano when she was like 7 years old.
Oh,
so
shit.
she's like one of those people.
Those
overachiever.
special
Wow.
people.
I fucking love her.
It's
she doesn't
pretty
even
good gene pool.
Yeah, so I think they were like, you are not playing like concertos by the age of 5. What
You're
else
not a
would you
prodigy.
Like do you want to try something different? There's a violin for sale in the newspaper. And then I was like, yeah, I love the violin. I'm going to play the violin. So.
It's crazy that you even knew what a violin was at age 5.
Well, we went to the symphony sometimes, to...
Check it out.
You're mad cultured. So you could
Yeah.
understand those, because strings are magical. Violin is very special. We've created together. I've created with other violin artists as well. And I'm so fascinated with the storytelling ability of that instrument specifically. Whereas of course we need the pianos. Often the MD is a piano player, or a guitar player. It's cool. I guess a lot of chord progressions are built on that, but the strings add something irreplaceable. Were you always kind of intoxicated by that element of them, or did you just think quick fiddling was fun? What was your attraction to it?
I think I'm probably kind of a romantic at heart. And
Yeah,
the
you
violin
are.
is such a romantic instrument.
is.
And I think I was saying to you when we were recording on Wednesday that the violin is my voice.
Yeah, she's been talking through that thing. It's sick.
So violin is such a close sort of tone to voice. The violin is really the soprano. You got the cello, that's the alto, right? And that's why a lot of people like cello more, because it kind of resonates in that zone, right? Of like vibrates against you a little bit. And that's why people like tenors, right? Like tenors are so popular, Pavarotti, all the 5 tenors and blah, blah, blah. But I think, I was drawn to the violin. I'm like, what did you ask me again? I was drawn to the violin.
What do you feel about it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a romantic instrument, and it really I feel like it was my voice. I could sing through the violin. It's usually the melody line, right?
Yeah.
It's different from the piano. The piano is an accompaniment. It can be a soloist for sure, and same with guitar, but because you're playing multiple notes at once, it tends to be the accompaniment. Whereas a violin, you can play multiple notes as once as well, but typically it's one note at a time,
speaks,
right?
and it's cool when there's like a bunch of them together. Like you get the viola and the cello and the violin and all of them playing together, and that's like a beautiful it can act as a pad. But I did a song with D Sharp, and just like he took a verse. I'm like, no, you need to just rip, because that motherfucker speaks. Like you guys listening to you guys rip, it's very it's like listening to someone freestyle rap. It's like so cool.
Yeah.
You're choosing phrases and melodies, and then like there's definite expression behind them. Like the phrasing has like intention behind it. Like you can like rip, but then also so, oh my God, legato and wavy and sorrowful almost sometimes. Like deep.
So you've been with this instrument since you were 5?
Yes.
And you just played Massey Hall last year.
Yes, I was actually very fortunate to play as a soloist with a group called Choir.
Yeah, you know who that is? Oh, they're very cool.
Yeah, they're awesome. They're 2 guys that they basically just take a pop song. David is an amazing arranger, and he arranges sort of a 4-part harmony.
Cool.
And he teaches a whole audience, like whatever Massey is, 2,000 or 3,000 people, to sing in 3 or 4-part harmony.
Oh, that's such a fun experience.
so
Yeah,
fun.
it's real fun.
That's like a maximum version of when I get people to ohm at shows.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's such a feeling.
But
in your-
everyone knows that
fucking
that's
love
what's
it.
going on when they go there, so there's no resistance. They want to play
they
in the
want to
choir.
sing.
That is
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, and they, it's so I was fortunate enough to be asked to play.
Oh,
they
wow.
did a Celine Dion song, "My Heart Will Go On."
Did you
Which
play
is
on that?
obviously
And I played-
epic.
Yeah,
You made people cry with that one.
Flute solo with the violin, and that was
Anytime
really
I
cool.
hear that song, I immediately see the old couple in Titanic who decided to stay in their bedroom and just like let God take them, I guess.
Yeah.
Remember? And they're like
Yeah,
it's
that's
cuddling,
true. I forgot about
and
that.
then fucking water just like, poosh, and then they're dead probably pretty soon after that. But it doesn't show that. Anyway.
That got graphic. It took a harsh turn there. I was talking about the beautifulness of this instrument. and
Massey Hall.
I feel bad for this old couple on the
That's-
shift now.
That's like I think a musician's dream, Toronto musician's dream. Anyways, Massey Hall is epic.
1,000%.
Definitely. When I didn't really register because I was like, it was kind of like, yeah, it's a job. You get, like, you're like, great, I got it done, learn the part, do it, get up there.
You're a pro.
But when I actually stepped back, I was like, oh shit. Like, I told my sister, because my sister and I played together our whole childhood. She was the pianist as accompaniment. Whenever we did competitions, I didn't have to pay for an accompanist.
Oh, sick.
Right? So
You got a killer on the home team.
yeah, so I said to her, I'm like, Aubrey, I'm playing Massey Hall, which is what, when we were kids, we were like, one day we will play Massey Hall
Let's go.
as classical musicians. And
You did that.
yeah,
Let's
fuck.
go.
I was like,
Congratulations.
it's still, I don't think it's still registered to me. I kind of,
Like, was
So-
walking out
You
on
just move
stage in Massey Hall different than walking out on a stage that has a smaller amount of
at
audience?
Nuit Blanche,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
which you did too.
it definitely is different if I actually think about it, but I think I always take everything as a performance the same way. Like, I kind of feel the same way every time
Wow.
I walk on a stage.
Cool.
It's
like
almost
that.
easier to go into with more people.
Yeah.
As opposed, right?
It is.
As opposed to like
1,000%.
people.
Yeah.
You're less vulnerable somehow.
Yeah.
Let's take a moment from this episode to talk about our friends at Jump Comedy. Oh God, how grateful I am that this exists. It's a platform that's created and co-founded by people in the industry, and with a great developer and engineer that's identified so many of the pain points of managing an event. It speaks to an event producer like mine, Soul.
Jump Comedy has comprehensive tools for managing your team's functions at an event, like extended check-in pages, the ability to sell gift cards to your event beforehand, low transaction fees, yes, and gives artists their money right away the next day at 11.
So you can have it to produce your event. Duh. It also has custom home pages with the ability to take control and design the landing page yourself, and even gives you your own URL. The major way to stay independent. We're now rocking with Jump Comedy. It's funny, the founder of the company's actual goal is for you to spend less time on the platform.
Sign up now and start selling immediately. No annoying pop-ups and roadblocks, just helpful and simple ways to make producing your event easier.
Get in, get out, get your money, join Jump Comedy now. 1,000%.
people.
Yeah.
You're less vulnerable somehow.
Yeah. But I was thinking about that after, because people were like, what was it like? And I was like, it was like I went to perform playing violin. I realized I didn't think about it, but
That's probably good. If you had thought about it, you probably would have
Been nervous.
like,
No,
Yeah.
that's pro training. That's like showing up just to murder it and just like, yeah.
well, I have been performing on stage since I was about 5 or 6, right? Like my mom put me
Yeah.
on stage right away.
Wow.
Competitions, speech arts when I was younger. So I did speech arts, Kiwanis
Really?
speech arts. So, it's really cool. Actually, I found an article not that long. My dad just brought it up like a couple weeks ago. Because in the newspaper, when you won the Kiwanis thing, they had like a little newspaper blurb about it, in, like the Toronto Star.
Oh, that's cool.
And there was like Lindsey Hilliard, I think I was 6 years old, won first place speech arts competition for a Shel Silverstein speech I did, like poem or whatever that I had to
What?
perform.
Jeez.
And I was like, oh fuck, I forgot I did that,
Shout out
Do you
Toronto.
remember as a young person enjoying performance, or it's more something that was just like part of the package that came with getting to play violin or express poetry or something like that?
I think I fucking hated it, actually.
Yeah.
I think I remember being so nervous that I was like shaking and I'd have like sweaty palms, but I had to do it because you did what you were told. You
Okay.
just like, get up there, Lindsay, go perform.
So I'm sure I'm sure that you might not be able to tell, but Lindsay's got some Asian persuasion inside of her. And what I'm wondering is that because Asian parents have a stereotype that they are very, very strict, and
Yes.
they expect a lot out of
Yeah.
their kids in terms of like how you perform in school and things like that. So was that coming from your mom's side?
100%. I think I think I was probably nervous more because of that. Like, I think I enjoyed what I was doing, but I was so nervous that I was gonna fail or not get first place.
Yes, and
So
then
I was
that
just like-
pressure as a young person, and you grew up so good. But do you think sorta? Do you think that that pressure has affected you as an adult? Like, has that played into how you perform, how you behave?
I think it does play into negative self-talk for
Yeah.
sure. Perfectionism for
Yeah.
sure. Like if I don't know, it's like almost like I don't know what they call that, double-edged sword or good both ways almost. Because it's good that now when I do something, I expect to do it at a very specific level. Like, I won't do something unless I know for sure that I'm at a level where I know what I'm doing. I'm not going to just like, I got this, whatever. No,
Right.
that's not me at all. Like, I will like try to make sure that I have studied or at least verse myself well enough that I know what I'm doing before I put myself into situations.
And I can validate that just based on how long I've known you for and like how you take your teaching. Like you really like dive into the education aspect of teaching. And I always thought that was admirable, but I was like, I'm not fucking doing that. I took a 500-hour teacher training program. That's all I need to know. I don't need more education. But yeah, so I agree with you in that double-edged sword where it's like there's benefit from it, but then also you have to, like, do you believe in being perfect?
How do you get this perfect? Do you have to believe in it?
I don't think there is such a thing as perfect. I think that one needs to strive for perfection in everything that
The direction you're in.
Yeah, endeavor, in a way. Like, maybe not strive for perfection to put that pressure on themselves, but strive to always be, like, the best that you can be. Mm-hmm. And continuously work at the craft of whatever you're doing.
Do you think that I agree to I definitely agree to a certain extent, but do you think that striving for a level of perfection or striving to be the best can hinder people in like paralysis?
Yeah, I think you can.
It's a lot to take on to be like, I'm gonna be my best today.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Like
yeah,
even just that.
I
like
love
it's
that.
You do
Yeah.
love that. And I think that it can go either way. If you're feeling pressure on it, it's like I don't know.
I think you have to find the joy in the striving for perfection.
There it
You know,
is.
you kind of you're always obviously striving for the best you can be in certain things.
Yeah.
But you have to really, really love that constant learning, like that constant trying.
Finding solutions for like those things.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
just continuously trying. You have to enjoy the trying because, yeah, we're really never going to be perfect in anything. Like, you're never going to arrive. If you're always looking to arrive,
That's
you know, like,
you're fucked.
yeah, you
Enjoy
got
the
to
journey.
enjoy the journey and enjoy being like, I can push myself a little more, or I can do this a little bit better.
And
Yeah.
is there a way that you can differentiate between what's sort of driving that enjoyment? Because, like, I think fear of failure to a certain extent can really be a good motivator. Like that's when you like
Yeah.
when you're saying, "Oh, I was afraid that I wasn't going to get first place or do the best." It's like, okay, well, that obviously motivated you to be, you know, the best that you are today, and you just did Massey Hall, which is like a huge, so that would look like a success. And then you go, like, I want to know how you are treating your kids, because do you expect
No.
the same of them that your
So the
mom expected
opposite.
of you? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's interesting, right?
I don't do that with them. I'm like, I want you guys to be a good person in the world.
Yeah.
And I want you to figure out how you want to walk in the world and how you want to contribute to the world in a positive way. And whether that's fucking, I don't know, anything. You could
Skateboarding,
you could do anything you want, and I don't care.
shoplifting.
Like I've told them, I don't care what kind of grades you get. It doesn't matter. But if you're
Sick.
trying your best and you're enjoying what you're doing, or at least maybe you're not getting the best grade, although this is backfiring because one of my oldest son is like not doing well in one of his classes, but
What
his
does
teacher
that mean?
was
That's
like,
so subjective, not doing well. You mean like on that specific curriculum, the way that they're measuring
Yeah.
intelligence and regurgitating information, he's not
Totally.
conforming to those thought patterns, is what someone means when they're not doing well. But then the kid like myself, it's like you think you're a bad kid. They say like, oh, you're not doing well, you're a bad kid. They'll put you like outside the box, and then you take that attitude on, and then you become a criminal.
well, luckily he's not that as much. Like his teacher's saying, look, he's such a good kid. Like he helps his peers. He's always like helping
nice
his
guy.
friends do their work. He just has to also do his own work.
Yeah.
But like part of me is like,
He's so
really
nice.
good.
I love
You're
that
like,
guy.
Fine,
yeah, everything
whatever.
that you just said you were teaching them, like you've done your job,
Yeah.
essentially. Like he's helping others around him, and he's just like not very interested to do his own.
yeah.
School is must be really tricky for a parent at this time in life because we've realized that it's just like having 30 kids in a class doesn't make sense.
Unsustainable.
Judging kids on how well they can memorize things doesn't make sense. Not giving them like budgeting classes and taxes classes, like that doesn't make any sense, especially in the last 3 years of high school. Like, what is school
Now,
even?
correct me if I'm wrong as a parent, though. I think the institution of school, its primary function is that these little motherfuckers can't be home all day. They gotta go somewhere. I think most times it's like, why do you
don't
actually
disagree.
do you think about what your kids are learning at school? No fucking way. It's bullshit. And they're trying to like conform people to like lock into a little box to like get a job. It seems like convert or whatever. I don't know. It seems like they block creativity. Maybe I just have a bit of a. So I know they're not all bad, but like it seems the institutionalized thinking, it doesn't benefit someone's like personal expansion as much. But you're having more grounded rules that are prioritized in being a human in the world. So that's tremendous.
I mean, it's good, but then, the way the world is going these days, I'm like, I think I almost feel like I need to push a little bit more to like, you do need to get those grades just to get you in the door, because the pool of people that are gonna apply for that job
You think
is
it matters?
so much bigger now. So what do you have that's going to make you stand out? You not only have to have the grade, the degree or whatever, but then you also have to have that little bit more. So what is it about you that gives you where can you bring your excellence?
I think it's just that little bit more thing. I think it's just that unique person. I think these days companies will hire people over a resume.
Yeah. I mean,
They might hire, but if
don't
there's,
know.
it's the same with acting, right? Like if there's two really good people for the job, the person, like if they're really equally, like they could both be so good, the person that has the most following will be chosen.
Yeah.
Just because it's an extra.
Yeah,
bit.
get your kids on
So
on
if
Instagram now.
If two
It will be
people
a
have
defining
really,
factor.
really good grades, or if
Is he
one
on?
person has the excellence,
I think so.
it's tough to say. But what I was gonna say is like, yeah, you're in this position where a lot of things that happen in school don't really make sense. So when your child is getting a bad grade, you're like, well, I know that that's like it's annoying to get a good grade, and you don't have to get a good grade just to get a good grade. But in the future, a good grade might be the reason why you got something or didn't. And that's like a really
You
But
went to school.
I will say though, my parents like let me also do whatever I want, and I wish they would have encouraged me to stay in one thing because I'm not really awesome at anything. I'm just real. I'm really good at a lot of things. I'm really like I can play a lot of things, but I'm not like really good at one thing. And I would like to be that.
Because your parents put you in music classes early with Adamant C.
Yeah, you know what? That was a gift for sure, because it's something that I could kind of always draw on.
And being young and in something, you're a little sponge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know. I kind of almost regret not pushing my kids so much, but because I was pushed so much, there was a
Totally.
little bit of a triggering thing where I'm like, nope,
Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
I can't do this.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So I didn't.
Good for you.
But yeah, I am worrying a little bit now about like, do they have something that they are achieving excellence in?
Feeling worried is the devil at work. Don't be worried.
But also, yeah, that's wow.
But
Being a parent actually is insane. And do you tell your kids when you fuck up?
All the time.
Thank the
course you do. We're
Lord.
smart.
I thought my parents fully knew every answer to everything in life.
They
like
let us think
they
that.
let me think that they were like next level, like they know what's going on here. And
Yeah.
they're not having any issues or worries. Like they really kept me sheltered from their like issues. Well, sort of.
From the issues they could.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
that's-
try to tell my kids like, Mommy's not perfect.
yeah.
I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I should not have blown up on you on that specific thing. That
That's so
said,
nice.
Mommy's dealing with all this shit. And if I have to ask you 5 to 10 times to do the same thing, it's probably going to make me blow up at you. Just saying.
Yeah.
So maybe.
Communication.
Maybe. Just do the thing.
Yeah.
The first or second time I say it, please.
Has that been working?
You know what? I think it does work that they know that I'm not invincible.
Yeah.
Like they know that I have my days too. I mean, like I was telling Evan, I think I was telling you, like I tell my kids when I'm PMSing, I'm like, fucking mama's on day 23 and I am not going to have patience for things even more today.
Yeah.
And until I get my period.
Yeah.
So you guys better just heads up.
That's nice. Good job. Because I don't want to reveal too much, but you have 3 boys.
Yeah.
So that's really good that you're opening them up to the world of menstruation.
They've known since they were little.
Yeah,
They'll because I've always been like, doors are always open. I am very close with my children. They were basically always just attached to me when I was younger. So I'm going through, my toiletries things, and they're like, what's that? Why are you doing this? And they ask all the questions. I'm like, all right, here it is. Here are the straight up answers. I'm not going to lie to you or call it a this or that.
I remember you told me, like, I don't know, this was like 6 years ago probably, that you had kept like a sex book on your, like a kid's educational sex book on your coffee table. Nice. And I remember being like, I went home to tell Ellevan, like, oh, there's this sex book on the coffee table, and her kids are like, however old they were at that time.
What did it say, this sex
young.
book?
They were young, though.
It was called Sex is a Funny Word. It's a really good book for all parents.
And associating sex and fun is good.
It talks about
That's
all
true.
sorts of things. It talks about gender. It talks about these kids that, like, one of them is born with female, parts and doesn't feel like they they identify as
It goes
female.
right into trans.
Oh, yeah. And then it talks about touch and, like, how to make yourself feel good. And, like, it talks about, there's all these pictures, like, it's all drawn. But
it teaches kids how to masturbate?
Well, it
That's
tells them
sick.
that, like, it's okay to touch
This
yourself.
is a
and
red
there's appropriate
state-
times and not appropriate times.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. And, like, it talks about how penises and vulvas, because it's a vulva, not a vagina. The vagina's the inside part. Vulvas, penises, bums, like, they all look different. And some of them are, like, different shapes and different, like, skin textures and, like,
that's true.
Right? Like,
That's so great. Like,
That's a great book. That's a beautiful.
Yeah, I didn't get any introduction to sex talk besides really sex ed. And, like, my mom was like, do you need to go on the pill? Like, that was kind of our sex talk.
Fuck.
And, like, sex ed is scary. Like,
All they show you is, like, this gonorrhea-infected vagina of this hooker is giving birth to a premature baby that's just melted out of her stomach.
oh, dear God.
Yeah.
That's what I've seen in sex ed.
No, yeah, I remember feeling scared in sex ed. So, like, to have the thought of you, I was like, I must have been in my late 20s at the time when you were like, yeah, I have this sex book for my kids, and I think it actually blew my mind, because I feel like if I had been better educated, and it's no one's fault, we were hiding this because of religion, but like better educated on sex and male and female anatomy, like I could have been having a lot more fun a lot sooner.
Yeah, self-pleasure and girls
Definitely.
being like, you make me come, motherfucker, lazy motherfucker.
I think, yeah, our I don't know, my generation especially did not talk about it. There was religion and all that.
Shame
There
for
was
women.
shame.
It was
Sex
societal.
was
So much
shame.
Yeah.
You're gonna be a whore if you even think about sex.
I'm pretty sure my parents were shocked when I told them I was pregnant for the first time. And I was like, I'm 27 years old. And I've been living with my partner for like 6 years.
We've been
What
fucking.
do you think we've been doing? Like, I told them, I was like, I'm pregnant. And they were like, oh, Lindsey. Like, oh, you know what sex is? I'm like, I'm not a child.
They asked you after you told them that you were pregnant.
Well,
if
no,
you
they
knew.
didn't say
Okay,
it
I
with
was like,
words,
okay.
But they looked at me like, oh, Lindsey. Oh.
27 seems hella young to me now.
Yeah, but also it's like 10 years after people start having sex usually.
Yeah,
ish.
that's true.
Oh yeah. People start having sex young.
So it's like your parents were
It's
like
so crazy,
undershot that by a
actually.
decade.
You know,
But
I'm the
that's-
youngest though out of 3 girls.
So you were the
growing
baby
up
to
with-
them no matter what.
Yeah.
Then when
Yeah,
the
I
babies
think
started
so.
having babies, they're like,
They're like, what the
this
fuck?
isn't a Fabergé egg.
Yeah.
This is motherfucking. She's out here fucking.
In one of our sex ed classes, there was a girl who was pregnant, and she was in like her last trimester,
Oh my
and
God.
she passed the fuck out. It was like
When she saw that?
Yeah, it was the video that shows the birth, and she was like, "Nah," I'm just like
Jeez.
passed
poor
out in her
thing.
seat. Yeah, yes,
So
16 or 17.
You went back for okay. I eventually do want to get to like you're cool like DJing and stuff like as a recent. That's cool. But also you have three kids. Mm-hmm. So you had one, and you were like
You got
that.
a joint going.
That was awesome. You know,
Sick.
Yeah.
you're like you
oh,
want this
fuck,
again.
It was the best. I was like, this. I have never loved another human being
Aw.
more than I love this human. It's insane. It comes out of you. You're just like, you are my everything.
Wow.
I hate that.
I'm so sorry.
Winnie's
hate it.
scared to feel that for something.
You are my everything.
I
Oh
don't-
my gosh, it's crazy. You have this like fierce love where you were like, I will fucking kill for you. Like, I will not let anything harm you.
Wow.
No matter what.
I do have a semi sense, and I'm sure it's like very dull and down, but for my niece and nephew, I look at them and I'm like, I would easily step in front of a vehicle or a train for you. I wouldn't even think. And I don't even know them that well, to be totally honest. It's crazy.
Yep. I felt that way about my niece and nephew. My eldest sister had kids, and when my oldest was born, they were 9 and 11.
Oh, wow.
And so I had a very close relationship with him, still do. And I was so in love with those
Yeah,
kids
they're
too. They
so
were just
fucking
so
amazing.
beautiful and precious.
Kids are amazing, actually.
Yeah.
They're so lovely, but they're also like fucking annoying.
Can you just tell them to shut up if they try to wake you up? Did your kids wake you up like too early sometimes, and you were like,
Oh, yeah.
go away?
I was not that kind of parent, but I totally think parents should be if they're like, go away. Like, they need to learn at an early age.
What did
they
you do?
can't have everything they want.
Yeah, what'd you do? You got up?
I was like, I got up.
You make them cereal?
Yeah, I make them whatever. I probably was, yeah. I got up and I'm like, okay.
You're such a nice
I
mom.
know. See, I know that I would do that too, and I don't want to.
And then you're fucking tired.
You got up to serve. That's
yeah.
But
amazing.
you tell me that one is manageable.
Yeah, I mean,
Lindsay's basically your only lifeline right now for
Thank
me
you so
having a
much.
child with you in this lifetime.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. I know you
It's-
make
yeah.
it look so effortless, but then also it's like,
oh, it's not effortless.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, one is definitely manageable, but I've heard from people who have one, it is hard because you're always trying to get play dates for them. You're always, whereas I'm lucky, I have 3.
I was
I'm
the
just
only
like,
child,
go
though.
play with your brothers.
oh yeah.
Just go. And
But
I
then
don't
can't they
have-
learn to be alone too? I just learned to be alone. Sometimes, outside in a stick.
And look how you turned out.
Are you worried? Does it concern you?
No,
I'm
I would
dope.
only want one. We're only going to have one.
Yeah, he's gonna have to be a little meditative monk Buddhist. I'm gonna teach him to meditate early. It's gonna be dope.
Well, I feel like I see parents who have one and they're like one and done.
Yeah.
And I'm like, good for you, because you both can still kind of work, kind
Yeah.
of trade off. You both can like go travel and only have to pay for 3 tickets as opposed to
Yeah,
as
you-
opposed to 4
You
or
went
more.
to Snow Hill recently and
Yeah.
dropped a G almost
Oh
on
yeah,
the family.
fucking
That's
downhill skiing shit, man.
that's wild.
It's so
So
expensive.
you went back immediately. You gave birth, and you're like, "Wow, I love this thing." Looked at B, and you're like, "Let's do it again."
Oh, yeah. I was like, we're having another one at least.
Oh.
But
Did you
depends.
always feel this way?
I always wanted children.
Okay.
That's the other thing. I wanted children from fucking when I was a little girl, and I would line up all my stuffed animals, and I would feed them, and I would be mummy.
You've
and I
been
would
motherly.
cradle them. Yeah, that's just the way
Oh, wow.
my personality.
Yeah, you're
So
still like that,
nurturing.
even with me.
You're a Cancer, right? You're on the.
I'm on the cusp of Cancer and Leo.
Just nurturing. That's nice.
So-
Congratulations.
If you
I
could just
knew,
let me suck your breast, that would be
Can we
great.
each have one?
If that's
I'm
all.
so sorry.
No, you're not
I
allowed
can't
in on
believe I
that.
said that.
What though?
You leveled up the inappropriate. I was
sorry.
inappropriate already,
I'm sorry,
and then you
Lindsay.
took it to a whole new level.
If it was a guy, I would have said the same thing, just for clarity. But I appreciate.
Yeah, that's true. You would have.
You know what? I actually I
like,
enjoyed
"Sure, come on over."
breastfeeding. I did.
You love breastfeeding?
I think
did.
a lot of women
Yeah,
like
it's very
breastfeeding. I think
sweet and
I would
close
be
and wonderful.
something that I enjoy.
Seems like a wonderful, intimate thing.
Besides the
And we need to get over it, society. If a lady needs to do it in public, don't be all weird and starey.
Yeah, like fuck. She's just trying to like
Feed her.
child.
It's literally like a natural
yeah, isn't
animal
it?
process.
Isn't you can't pop your boob out? Is it illegal to just
You
pop
can.
your boob
No,
out?
you can. It just people kind of like
You can be topless in Toronto,
look
period.
at you.
That's
know?
true. Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah.
people will be like, just a little like,
Yeah, or they'll be like, oh, okay.
it's like, just chill, dude.
You're like, okay.
It's a
easy.
it's a baby at a water fountain.
Yeah.
I had no idea about this, but there's this whole movement online where pages will find women breastfeeding
Oh yeah.
and then compile all of them into one, so you just get tit after tit on Instagram.
They broke the code. They broke the hack.
But because they're
gotta show
breastfeeding,
you.
it doesn't get flagged. But the page itself has basically stolen this content from
Like
across
there's just
the
boobs
internet.
on Instagram, but they used breastfeeding hashtags, so it allows them. Yeah,
See, I don't.
it's
I
kinda-
just see it as like. Look
I
at us,
know,
sweet
because these are now
little
for the
baby.
service of
Yeah,
the
but
baby.
these specific pages are like, here's a breast. It's not about the breastfeeding. It's like, we hacked Instagram.
Oh,
Here's a lady
people,
tit,
can we just
everybody.
get over it?
Yeah.
God, I thought we would have evolved by
We can't
now.
get over
Right.
it because
Jeez, like,
we
bro,
need. It's
It's
tough
just
because
bodies.
in
I'm-
order
I'm fine with
listen,
nudity. It's-
in order for us to get over it, a bunch of women would have to be committed to being topless in public until it gets to a point where people are like, "Oh, that's just another topless woman." Right now, if a woman is topless, a comedian had a joke about this, about how like if someone flashes their dick to you, there's no real comeback for that because you are gonna like it. Like you're gonna like what you see if we flash you, right?
Oh,
If women
yeah,
flash
that's
back,
true.
they're gonna enjoy that.
What
We
about,
don't
like,
want to
vag?
see your dick.
Yeah, vag.
They'll like that too.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, whatever. Flash the bush, whatever. It's like, I just think we've gotten so weird about nudity and made it taboo, and I also think it's the deep state work of religion, but we don't have to go there.
Well, that's actually
It's-
circling back. That's
it's to
why I
sell women's
appreciated
bodies.
so much that you had a sex book about anatomy and stuff, because when I was a kid, man, I took a bath with my neighbor who was a boy, and we were little, but like I fully stuck his wiener in my mouth. I didn't know
I
what
hate
it
this story
was.
and love this story.
Oh,
Oh my,
my-
God, are you serious?
I just died. Oh no. Did I just die? Did you guys hear something?
You just
real quick?
mic dropped with your story.
No. I might have like.
Yeah, and then his mom came in and was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I don't know. I don't know."
What made you like think to do that?
I think we were just chilling, and he was like, "You don't have this. Like you
When you're
can
very
see me."
young,
And
yeah.
you decided to put it in your mouth.
I guess I don't know why.
She still
I
does
don't know
that.
why I did it. I do
Oh
like
my-
sucking dick, but
Yeah.
I don't think that I had that.
No, you didn't know what
Thought
it was.
process.
When you're a kid, you're kind of just like, look at this button. Like I for sure, like yeah, you just like show your.
Oh yeah.
I
when my
remember this
boys
little
were-
girl just like showed me her vagina, like in her room, and I was like, cool. And then I just show her my penis, and just like,
Aw.
It wasn't sexual. It
No.
did not feel sexual at all. It just
it's
felt
almost
like
a little guy could just grab another little guy's dick and be like,
Well, my
Interesting.
boys used to bathe together, and like
Yeah.
there's been so many times where one of them's bending over in front, and the other one's like, meh, put their finger in their butthole.
Oh
They're
my
like,
God.
don't do that.
'Cause
And I'm
it's-
like, oh, that's not yours to touch.
well said, mom.
you know, and you know, you have your own.
Yeah. Or
If you want to explore there, go ahead.
Yeah.
Just make sure that, you know, you wash your hands after, whatever.
yeah.
yeah.
Or one day down the road, a partner, but there's consent involved.
Yeah, well, we definitely talk about consent a lot, especially now that I have a teenager.
Well-equipped young men. That's such a good guidance of
Yeah.
a mom. Congratulations.
We'll see. Who knows? I don't even know.
Sounds like
He
you're
could
taking.
be a little psychopath.
Yeah.
Like,
if you
no, they're wonderful, but I don't know if I'm doing anything right. you
No,
know? We don't know.
That's your own self-doubt. So, but like you're taking all the steps right now that like yeah, if they went another direction, you could fully be like they were just that was genetic. that had nothing to do with the weight. You know, you've taken enough steps that seems to add sensitivity. They'd have to be Jeffrey Dahmer to just, I think, go in another direction.
Oh
at this
yeah,
point. Direction
we've
matters.
met they're so sweet.
Lovely
They're
young
good
gentlemen.
boys. Yeah.
They're good boys.
Damn,
having this
motherhood.
conversation. So how do you like you impress me in many ways because meet you at the yoga studio with Winnie, like you are one of her peers and always spoken of in such high regard and love, and you are lovely and like a yoga, you got your thing going on with fitness, then you're this classically trained musician, and then you find time to also like do your passions and do your arts and have a position, I guess like a job or or like a yoga studio thing, and like you're doing like DJing and stuff like that, and constantly expanding and like doing acting and like picking away at all these like exciting things that I hope and assume that are bringing light to your heart. Like how are you
And
managing
she doesn't
this
have
time?
a wife at home or anything that's helping her.
A wife.
Yeah,
She has
because
a husband.
I have a husband.
I know, but like, what do they do?
You're an ass.
He's very supportive. Yeah, he definitely is supportive of me.
Edit your skits.
I mean, he has a full-time job, is what I mean.
Yeah,
also.
he's busy himself.
You don't have
very
a
busy,
nanny
yeah.
or anything.
And
You
he's a
don't have-
musician as well.
Yes.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And so you.
So how do you tell us how you do so
how
much?
are you? Because you take.
Because I think I'm busy and like I sleep in every day.
Yeah, and this DJing and vibe, how's that going? Expanding into new things and making time and scheduling that for your life.
I think it's it all comes with sort of the approach of like, I'm going to do this because I like doing it, and if the universe brings me gigs this way, then I'll take them. I haven't really tried to go out and I hadn't sought after gigs and stuff. So because like
Cool.
with the DJing and with the acting, and I do love it, and I feel like I haven't really sought after it as much because, again, going back to that, like I'm really trying to perfect it first so that I really have something to bring to the table. But then that said, I'll do something like DJ or whatever, and then somebody will be like, oh, I love like your set, and I love the vibe that you create. Can you do my party or whatever? And so I'll get things that way.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
That's
and I'll
like such
take
an
those-
honor. You're like, I guess I did a great fucking job.
Yeah, I guess I crushed the vibe. Yeah.
Well, I guess that they connected with the way I want to tell stories. Because in a way, as a DJ, you're telling, you're creating a vibe, you're telling the story for the night, you're trying to, interact with the audience and give them something to like feel and like vibe to.
And you also bring that into your classes because, correct me if I'm wrong, have you changed the tempo of songs during class to better adjust to what the students in that class seem like they need at that
Yeah.
point in time?
Yeah, I'll adjust.
So you're like DJing while you're teaching.
yeah.
You're freestyling. Nice.
I am. Well, also because I found that a lot of the songs, I want them to either go longer. I want two songs to go together. So I'll kind of mix it. And then obviously you can tempo match and that kind of thing. And then it's also got to go with some...
Obviously, you can do that while you're also telling people to bring their elbow to their knee, engage
and up,
their core,
and down,
breathe.
and up BPM 75.
Yeah.
And down, and to the side and transition.
Well-
and what's the key of this one? Okay,
Yeah,
you're
seriously.
like Serato on one side of
Well,
you.
that said, I do cheat because
You're
I
a
was
cheater.
using DJAI, which has, and thank God there's so many apps and like software right now that's like, oh, it will
But
match
even the
the
fact
tempo.
that you're
You do
learning
use
that
Serato?
I use DJ algorithm, DJAI.
Algorithm?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's sick.
I'll use that because it's like, oh, it'll match it for you. You just press sync, right?
Oh, wow.
And it'll tell you what key it's in, so you can be like, you can actually match the key as well in that. Of
course.
But I usually will choose like two songs that are in the same key just because
Duh.
it's easier.
This is musician
need-
talk when he's like,
I
what?
need to interrupt right now.
If you don't know what you're saying, just skip over this.
You took the time to learn these apps. Okay, so there's still like an element that is challenging to it. And
Yeah, you're doing so
honestly,
many learnings.
Linz, something I've noticed about you is
Okay,
every
Linz.
time I give you a compliment or you get a compliment, you somehow know how to downplay it.
Yeah, don't downplay
You
this.
somehow figure, you're not seeing the truth. I'm actually shittier than you think I am. What's up with that?
Well, I don't mean that I'm.
I don't mean to
I'm
call
trying
you out 'cause I
keep
love
it in
you.
perspective. Because, for instance, if somebody's like, I think also when everybody's at a different place and like what they know about music and this and that. So I also want to be humble enough to be like, oh, I'm not this like fucking trailblazer for I know everything. Like, no, there are things anybody can learn this.
She's still doing it. She's doing it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
You are a
We'll just move
trailblazer.
on. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying I'm just a gal, you know, that's like trying my best
It's a
here.
gal out here in her.
I don't know.
Just trying her
I'd
best.
love you to receive some compliment. I'd love you
We're
to
gonna
just
keep hitting
take
you
that
with
in
them.
and sit in your discomfort about it and just say, you know
How
what?
does it feel to be
Yeah.
amazing?
Thank
You're
you.
like, we're like, it must feel good to like get someone offer you a gig after you do a gig. And you're like, yeah, well, it's because maybe that person has liked the exact same music that I've liked for all of our lives. And the only reason that they're booking me is because they like the same music that I, not
fine.
because I'm like a good DJ, not because I spend time. I know how much time you spend on your playlist. Like I know how much time you spend making your classes and how much time you spend learning new exercises. So it's not boring. Do you think I learn new exercises? No, I don't even plan my classes anymore. I show up and I'm like, I got a toolbox of limited exercises and we're gonna throw them all
Rock with
together and
these.
I'm not spending any more time on that than that. So like,
That's awesome.
I just think that you're quite an exceptional human being and I don't know if you accept that.
Well, thank you for saying so.
There she goes.
Hey. that's
Goodbye.
So sweet.
I've done my work.
Nice. Winnie
Drop.
self-fulfilled prophecy of giving the best compliments. What's your favorite food?
My favorite food?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a tough
To
one.
eat
I
and
like
then to
all
cook.
foods. Oh, I don't like cooking.
But you made
you do
bulgogi
it.
beef the
Yeah.
other night.
Oh,
How
I
did
do
that
it
go?
all the time because nobody else does it, and I need my children to eat homemade food because it's good for them.
Someone get this woman a chef.
Yeah, fucking hell, man.
What do you like to eat then?
Honestly, like, I like everything. I will literally eat
Russian
anything.
food?
Yep, I like Russian food. I like.
What's an example of Russian food?
Cabbage rolls.
Latkes?
Oh yeah,
Is that
those
a
are
Russian?
all
Latkes,
good.
I think it is.
I
Right?
honestly,
really?
I wish I could say I had
Sorry.
a favorite food because I.
Tacos.
Tacos
I
are
think
great,
tacos across the board is safe.
Burritos.
Yeah. Burritos are good. I mean, I like saucy things.
Sausage?
So really anything saucy. I
Oh,
like sausage too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but but saucy. Anything
Meatball
like
sandwich.
yeah, I'll take a meatball sandwich. I'll
Pasta?
probably take like a rice and a saucy stir fry or like a pho or like a hot pot or something like that
Yeah.
over a meatball sandwich.
Pho?
Oh fuck, a pho
Funny.
or like a Vietnamese bun or something. 'Cause you put all that. You know,
Banh mi?
yeah, fuck. Or like you know, like the rice noodles and you throw all that sauce and fish sauce. And
Let's
like,
go.
Oh yeah, and you got the
Fuck
lemongrass
yes.
chicken.
Oh, yeah.
Faux
Fucking hell.
Pasteur? You ever go to Faux Pasteur, Dundas and Spadina?
Yeah, I think I've been
So
there.
good. We
Yeah.
did a video there. Go watch it
Mm.
now.
Yeah.
We've been super into momos lately.
You know Momo's little dumplings?
Oh yes.
You can
Oh,
do
I love-
steamed or deep fried.
They have really good ones at Costco that you can buy frozen and make, and they're fucking really good.
Mom talk,
Really?
love
Yep.
that
Yep.
so much. How to do
Wow.
it sustainable and at home.
Yeah.
You're cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So sorry I didn't answer your question. I love all food. Like I literally will eat.
Do you ever
Anything.
take time to get massages or anything?
Yeah, how do you take care of yourself?
Yeah, what do you do for self-care?
I enjoy coffee in the morning.
Right, that's what you were
It's
saying.
like
You
my
have
coffee is like
some fuck off time
Yes.
as soon as you wake up.
Yep.
Give yourself about an hour, or what do you do?
oh, it doesn't need to be an hour, maybe 15 minutes.
I need about an hour and a half.
One kid only.
Yeah,
Let's
and I'll
see
just be
how
like,
long
"No,
we
no,
can
go
keep
away."
it alive.
You're gonna have to figure out how to be a morning person without me.
And then he'll come back to me and I'll be like, nah, your dad wanted you.
When he has this joke where she's like, "I'll have the kid, but then I'll be married to a single father."
Yeah.
Like, that's cool. I guess I got.
And then I've added onto it I'll see you on the weekend. Leave the kid. Leave the kid at home.
That's funny. Anyway.
Well, this has been fun so far.
You're cool.
What else do I want to ask you?
I'm sorry I didn't really answer your self-care thing.
Oh, yeah, please
yeah.
continue. We just steamed over it.
No, it's okay. I had coffee, and I don't do massages very often. I find that you need to go to somebody and then work with them on where exactly and how exactly, right? And I just don't have the patience. I'm like, no, you're not doing it right. It's fine. Goodbye.
There's some bangers in Chinatown.
Yeah, we have.
It's a risk. Yeah, we have what? We have a couple.
We have a couple places in Chinatown that like 98% of the time they are banging.
Yeah.
But you do get a dud every once in a while.
That's what I was gonna say.
Like, fuck, I guess that was just what it was.
It's a
only
crapshoot.
$65.
You've probably gotten.
That's really good.
Yeah, so it's low risk for like an hour, like body massage.
And even
but sometimes there's a
the
dud.
duds, even the duds though, it's
They do
like
their
they're like
thing.
moving energy.
They have a
They're just
Wu-Tang.
not really like getting.
We want them to
where
get
you-
in there.
Yeah.
I get pedicures. I fucking love pedicures.
Nice.
That's
So
the
that's
thing I
how
do.
you take care of the toesies?
Yep.
Yeah.
I love, also because we're barefooted so much
Yeah.
at the studio, right? And so
Yeah,
like,
you don't want to have nasty fucking
I just
crow
want my
feet.
feet to look all right, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Toes to be done. Yeah,
Love that.
that's my thing. I
It's
love
nice when
pedicures.
they take care of, like any service like that, like manicures, pedicures.
Yeah, I love manicures, but I don't because I'm playing more violin now. So I don't want them to be long or anything, right? You can't be long when you're playing violin. Although I fucking love nails. I will look at everybody's nails that come into the studio too, and I'll be like, oh, I love these.
Yeah, I
know,
love
yeah.
that.
I fucking love nail art. I think it's so beautiful.
I agree. Like when someone has a nice pop of color there, like an Easter blue, you're just like, that's delightful.
Or even if it's just like nicely like all the
French
nails.
tip.
Yeah, or those long extensions with
The-
all the shit on them. I fucking love that shit.
Oh wow.
Do you ever watch on Instagram like the long ass nail art? Where they'll put like a fucking like piece of fruit or something inside of like the craziest shit inside of the
cool.
nail.
It's art.
It's
It is.
beautiful.
But I don't know how they're doing anything with those long ass nails.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I've seen my niece has long nails, and it's like type.
Yeah, you're not gonna be a
I know,
receptionist.
I'm like, how do you do that? And or like her phone. It's this thing.
Oh yeah.
I
you
love
gotta
that.
get-
I love I see it when women are like, and I'm like, go girl, enjoy those nails.
I like my natural. I leave everything bare usually.
I love that girls support each other too. Like
Yeah.
stupid shit like that. It's like, go girl.
Also
I love
not
that.
stupid shit.
No, it's great shit. I'm just saying it is like inefficient,
Yeah.
but it's great. It's
Yeah.
art. I just feel like
Inefficient.
It's
women
beautiful.
women have a more chance of being bigged up for that, I think. But that's wonderful to see. You
Yeah,
go,
I
girl.
love the beauty art, like
Yeah.
watching makeup, watching nails, watching hair. Like, ugh,
Yeah.
that's relaxing to watch. I feel like.
Do you feel like it's easy to walk in high heels?
Depends on how high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And sometimes dudes wear high heels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they look beautiful in them. Because
Their calves,
legs.
'cause
Fucking hell,
It
man.
raises that
Right?
calf
Yeah.
muscle well.
So good.
Yeah, they do. I remember seeing John Cena in some heels, and I thought, I like you this way the most.
Prince, you know about Prince? The musician
Wearing-
Prince? He'd always wear boots that were basically high heels. His feet was
Yeah.
like this. He'd jump off stage, do a guitar solo, and land in fucking heels like that, like a ballerina.
Well, he's just
Do you
on a different level.
Badass
do you
motherfucker.
ever write your own pieces on the violin?
Oh,
Yeah.
when we were tracking the other day, just basically
Well,
writing.
yeah, I guess so. But do you
Yeah.
write like full length songs?
Not on the violin. Like I will have maybe a melody line and then but typically, you know, if I'm writing, I'll start with chord progressions. I'll go on the guitar, the piano.
Because
do
you
chord
play those
progression.
too?
Yeah, not really well, but passable.
Fabulous.
Yeah. So I can do chord progressions, and then once you find that chord progression, it's so easy to hop on the violin and be like, I know what melody goes with
I
this.
feel like when you say
Nice.
passable, it's like at a higher level than like your average.
Like a
passable.
reasonable, like you could hold it down in the rhythm section, you know how to follow chords.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and
I
I
don't
can
know how to
read,
follow
sight read
chords.
like maybe grade 4 conservatory piano, but that's about it. Like
Grade 4 conservatory piano.
Well,
You can read.
well, I can sight read it a little bit, but I wouldn't.
Don't
be
trust
able to.
anything this woman says.
But also hire her.
Yeah.
But also trust her services, but not how she downplays herself. No, that's funny. I'm just kidding.
Who are your like
so humble.
influences when you're creating something, or like when do you create like melodies and stuff?
Oh, you know what? I have been listening recently to more musical theater. I fucking love.
Cool.
I love musical theater.
What are you into?
Their
Like,
compositions
you
are
know what I
crazy.
listened to? I was just like, you know, when you're on YouTube and then you click on it, you're like, oh yeah, that person. Oh yeah, this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah,
so I
yeah, yeah.
started to listen to. I listened to all of Miss Saigon, which is not super politically correct, you know.
Sure.
But the
What is
music
anymore?
is done by the same guys who did Les Mis. And Les Mis is like my all-time favorite.
I love Les Mis too.
Fuck. Right? Like, just the way the melodies, the chord progression,
Yeah.
you're like, it hits you right here.
It's
and you're
really
like,
passionate.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so beautiful. And like Andrew Lloyd Webber, of course. Lots of musicals. So I guess musicals are like kind of my passion, even though I don't write musicals. I did one.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I wrote one musical.
You wrote a
when I was-
musical?
it was I was collaborating with the director. This was when I was pregnant with my first child a long time ago. It was a short film musical in French, actually. Which I don't speak French at all. But he did all the sort of lyrics, and I kind of just was like doing the melody lines and the chord progression and stuff like that.
Do you
Oh,
speak
that's
another language?
No, I wish I did. My
I
mom
wish I
was
did too.
Filipino and American raised.
Okay.
And so she was like, did not speak Tagalog, did not have any accent.
Because
was,
her
like,
parents were like, go
Speak English
Yeah,
at
yeah,
home,
yeah.
right? That's in like the 50s and 60s.
But they were
right?
from Philippines, or
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So both her parents were from the Philippines, but her dad was in the American Army, which is like, you know, they had the I don't know. I feel like there's a bunch of Filipinos that were American Army Filipinos that were brought over from the Philippines.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The best
So she was
warriors.
like full Filipino, but very American because, you know, it's like, be American.
Where in America?
She grew up in Seattle.
Cool. Wow.
Yeah.
Is it safe to say that Filipinos have, it seems like they have more soul or rhythm than other Asian cultures?
There's a
They're
Latin.
more musical. They're very musical people.
They're very, yeah.
It's like a
Why do
mix
you think
between
that
Latin
is?
and Asian, right? Kind of.
Because the Spanish came and fucking
Maybe.
terrorized
There's some, yeah.
The
your
Fi-
people?
Filipino dude, they just like Maria, Maria. There's something soulful
Yeah,
about it.
totally. I think it's a mix of like Spanish and island and right because
Island.
they're islands. Right?
Yeah.
We love them,
Yeah.
y'all.
Yeah, they're very musical people by nature, I think.
Yeah, like
And
even sometimes on
family-oriented.
like American Idol or something, like some like Filipino will like come and like stand in front of the judges and be kind of, you know, calm and sweet and little, and then they open their voice and it's like operatic almost.
Yeah, like,
it's
so
like
powerful.
insane, and everyone's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, they really like their karaoke.
I was gonna say like
I mean,
They're the like
Shout out Gogan for
does
Vancouver.
So does the Chinese. The Chinese love their karaoke, but
they're like the
not
Bucks.
great at it.
But karaoke, yeah, exactly. The reason the karaoke
Yeah.
has like given more like Filipino singers like audiences, you know what I'm saying? Because like there's crazy cover bands all around the world, like Filipino cover bands.
yeah,
and, like,
they're so fucking good.
Yeah, like so good. Yeah, so karaoke is just an opportunity for them to practice that.
yeah, I mean, they just like to sing, right?
That's
And
cool.
any Filipino wedding, there's gonna be.
I
a
think that's like an
karaoke machine.
island thing too.
Yeah.
Music is so beautiful. Like, it's just
our
for
universal
everyone.
language, right?
Yeah, it's just for everyone.
When he got accepted heavily into the Filipino fashion culture, remember in
In
LA?
LA, when I was trying to model.
Oh, really?
When you were modeling,
When
she
I
was
was
doing
modeling.
runway, and like that community accepted
They
her.
had
There was
my
one
back.
designer they
They
would
brought
constantly
me
get her
in.
in shows.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, it was awesome.
I just recently
shout
modeled
out Carla.
for a Filipino.
You modeled?
Yeah, I just recently modeled.
Oh yeah,
for,
she also does that. She models as well.
Regalo, which is a woman, Caroline, that I know. She's her her line.
Cool.
my God, I lost it. I feel so badly. But her sort of more traditional Filipino style clothes.
And you did that?
Yeah, and her stuff is beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's lovely. Love to see that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do
Yeah.
you feel like we were talking about this? Do you feel patriotic,
Like tethered to your people?
to the Philippines?
You know what? I kind of wish I did more, but because my mom wasn't.
So America?
Yeah, but that said, my eldest sister, who was 10 years older than me, her partner, that they were together from 18 years old until she passed away at 37, was Filipino. And because I was 8 and she was 18, she always took me with her everywhere I went. And so he had like a traditional Filipino family. Like I went to I'm still close with his family. They're like my family. I went to all the Filipino barbecues. And
The
like,
best barbecue. They got
right?
Sprite in their barbecue sauce.
Yeah, I guess.
There's
yeah,
something
there's
special.
So much sugar, yeah, and then stuff. But there's like, I went to all the barbecues, like, so I feel a connection to my Filipino side through them, who are biologically not even related to me. But, yeah, I think as I've gotten older, I've tried to explore more of that. Both my other sister, who's 2 years older than I, the child prodigy one, she has really been embracing her Filipino roots more recently as well.
Dope.
So
What does that look like? Just get more educated or be involved in more community?
be involved in like be more educated, be more involved in community. Like in her line of work, there's like a Filipino community for that specific line of work.
Oh,
so
cool.
she'll be part of that.
Strong community.
Yeah.
A comedian we had on here, Keith Pedro, you see his community show up for him so much.
He's
and
so
like,
great.
yeah, I grew up in Vancouver, and like I played like soccer early, and the other star kid captain on the team was Ishwan. He was Filipino, and it's just like he's just quick and smart. It's like he was the lead. Yeah.
And the
it's
boys
good.
at Zachary's.
Yeah.
Love those boys.
I got jumped by a Filipino gang when I was also
yeah.
12. Yeah, I got over that though.
Okay.
The love of the older ladies.
It's just misunderstanding.
No, it was pretty understood. It's pretty targeted anyway.
But no, not in that way. Just in like more of a broad life way. Like you don't need to do this. Like you don't need to be violent. That's the misunderstanding.
Oh yeah, like a misguided human. Like they didn't have moms like Lindsay's at home.
No, definitely not.
Every young man could use a mom like Lindsay. It would be wonderful to have your guidance. I wish we could bottle your good intentions for your kids and spread it among the world.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job. You did it again.
I just said
Good job.
thank you.
Lindsay, what's one thing that you've learned in your 17 years here being on this earth that you could impart to our audience?
Drop a jam on us.
I think what I was speaking about before is keep trying and keep striving to learn more.
Learning is really important.
Right? That I think is
Especially as you
just
get
the most
older.
important thing.
I feel like it feels like it gets harder. Like learning feels like it gets harder. I don't know if it actually does. I think that's just like a perception in our brain. Maybe it takes a little bit longer than when we're kids, but like I think people just stop. They're like, oh, I know enough. Like I don't need to like get an app and learn this new app. And like I think we just don't.
I think there's a lot of it's just buying your own bullshit. So I love like Lindsay's intention there of like because you keep evolving and we can all continue to affect each other better if we are all
Especially
down to
in the
learn.
climate of the world right now, if we can
Like it's cold
learn
outside.
more and
That's sunny.
but keep an open mind.
Yes.
Like I try to tell my kids, have conversations where somebody is not they
We
don't
disagree.
agree with you.
Yes.
They don't agree
We're
with you.
about that.
And like see each other's point of view. That's
Yes.
all we have right now.
Yeah.
Respect.
Like really all we have is to try to see somebody else's point of view. Try to learn about something you don't know anything about.
Yes.
Like try to be open to knowing that you're fucking wrong sometimes.
Yeah.
And it feels good
And
sometimes
you know
to be
what?
wrong.
Enjoy that being wrong because then
Yeah.
you learn back to that. You learn.
fuck.
Yeah.
That's all we got right now.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta take a big gulp of fuck around and find out.
You also said something recently that I was like, oh man, you're totally right. You said something like being kind is the next like evolution of human, because we didn't, it's a learn, like we're and maybe innately pure, but not necessarily innately kind, especially like when you grow up in different circumstances, being abused, anything like that, like you understand why someone wouldn't be kind. So like choosing to be kind when it doesn't feel inherently deserved, or choosing to be kind when others like are not, is actually like an evolved way to live, and
Because you don't cycle the process of
fear,
anger.
Yeah, because we still haven't evolved. We're this animal, like we think negative thoughts right away because we had to keep ourselves alive. We don't need that as much anymore.
The paranoia used to serve when there was like monsters outside literally trying to kill us at night because there were still bears because we were living,
So we have to practice like
There's
the positive thought, the being kind, the just like thinking about somebody else's perspective
Experience.
or like what they,
And then
might
think
be
about
going
what you
through.
can give. Think about how you can make this experience better for someone. The prosperity, the forward motion, as opposed to what can I get from the situation.
Exactly,
And then you have expectation, then you get your heart broken, then you become more resentful. It's a vicious cycle. I'd say most people are probably in an animalistic reaction state, though, right? Like an emotion comes up and it's like, that's real, fuck you. But
we're kind of catered a little bit to that now, right?
We're convinced.
It's like, we feel things. It's like, great, we should feel things, but also we don't need to live through that.
And not everyone has to hear about your every fleeting emotion. It's
like, you're valid, but also you're not the only person in the world. And we have to work together.
Clean this up and then come to the group. It's tough.
Let's all work together and be valid all together.
If you can be open together. So that's good. You've been in a long-term relationship. That's also another skill of like communicating.
Yeah. It's tough. Yeah.
Yeah. Sick.
This was fun.
Appreciate you, homie.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Thanks for coming on and sharing your life experience. And I think this is going to really resonate with some. We have a lot of moms in the audience. I know that you're watching right now. And honestly, we like don't really maybe give moms enough credit like on even a daily basis.
Y'all are
I think
amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, I just think that people, you're doing something so incredible, and like it really pisses me off when parents are like, nothing changes when you have a kid. It's just like, everything changes. You're now not selfish for yourself first. You're selfish for another being first. Like and you'll do anything for them. Of course, things are going to change. So
when you might be the first, though, I could see you being like, I don't know about this one.
I know, but then I don't want that. I don't want that for my kid.
You'll feel
That's what I'm fearful of, to be totally honest.
You jumped in front of a pack of wild dogs to save Ralph. Trust me, you're very motherly.
They weren't wild. They were just regular domesticated dogs.
They were normal dogs.
I did bleed. One bit me. I bled for my dog.
I think you're more maternal. You're not like Lindsey maternal, 6 years old, lining up her dolls being a mom. But I don't know. Yeah, you're more like the baby.
No, I was like, I'm Barbie. Like, I'm the star.
Someone take care of me.
Let me be the star.
I need a Lindsey.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's okay. I think it'll evolve once I force you to have a kid with me.
It's really cool to see your like motherhood over the course of some time now, and I think what you're doing is really wonderful. And if I was a parent like you, I would be a successful parent, I think. So.
Yeah, I'd be okay with
and
that.
Then also,
and you're still doing creative stuff,
yeah,
which I love,
and also
that.
Putting your desires somewhere in the equation is very inspiring too, because I can imagine it could just get super easy to be like, I am mom, and there's nothing wrong with that, but like that's kind of what I do. And I think there probably was a time where that was the case, because 3 kids all in a certain amount of time can be a lot of work.
No, but you are a great
but, like,
example for me to try to convince Win too.
it
I'm
is
like,
cool.
look, Lindsey still plays violin.
Yeah, it
DJ,
is
so-
cool. It's good to know that I can be a mom and also go out at night and do stand-up somehow. Don't know how quite
I'll be
yet,
there
but, like,
smoking weed with the kid. Maybe
Well,
Benny will
that's
be
the
there.
other.
Who knows?
Like, well, you need to have that partner
Yeah.
that will support you.
Like someone to
Otherwise,
pass
it's
the joint
really
to?
hard. Yeah.
You're not going to be smoking inside with little baby and
It needs to be a joint effort. I mean,
Joint
people
We tried
Effort.
again. Oh, Joy, the baby's gonna smoke too.
our baby's going to be high all the time, everybody.
I'm just
Clip
kidding.
that out. Clip that out and cancel
Dude,
me. Our
I'll
baby's
say
high.
all the shit, but I would never actually do it. But like,
No.
I'm gonna say it just to piss you guys off. That's the type of dad I am.
We're going to let our baby make their choice
Their own
whether
decisions.
to do weed
If he takes the
at
blunt-
the age 12, age 12 or 13 or not.
Yeah. By the time I think my dad offered like
I got a little bit of like a wine cooler when it was below 8 years old for sure.
Yeah.
It was less than 8.
well, growing up in Italian culture, we always have a little bit of wine. Like a little kid has
Yeah.
like a little bit of wine or watered down wine.
Yeah.
But do you drink and smoke weed with your kids?
No.
Not yet.
No.
Do you
I
guys
mean,
go
they're-
to the clubs yet?
No, not yet.
Will you on the age of majority?
Take them for a beer?
I feel like I won't because I don't want to be like. I don't want to unless they'd like me to come. Then I would absolutely. But I'm not gonna be like, let's go out. You're gonna hang out with me.
My mom
you
was
know,
like that.
I'm like, no, you are your own person. I am not your friend. I love you, but I am your parent, and my job is to be your parent and to guide you. And it's not to be your best friend. And
So
maybe later
healthy.
on we can be friends when you're an adult, kind of, but I'm still going to be your parent.
Yeah.
And that a parent is,
Parents still be parenting.
I'm not going to
My
pretend to be your
mom
friend.
finally told me that I should consider giving up. Might be something that I need to consider, you know?
Oh,
Nope.
no. No, like, no.
'Cause people don't- people
As a
who say
parent,
shit
you
like
gotta
that-
be like supportive of your kid.
My
You can
mom's
guide.
so supportive. She's been so crazy supportive. Actually, crazy. It
She
felt
told her to
really
go to
crazy.
AMDA.
Yeah, she's so supportive. I just want to throw that out there. But yeah, she did. She was like, yeah, I mean, maybe because when I come to her over and over again, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Sometimes it's working. Sometimes it's not working. You know, over and over. I think you're right. It kind of is a parent's job to be like, well, maybe it's time for a change. You know.
Yeah, I'd probably say that too then. Yeah, I'd probably be like,
But it still stung, man. I was like, shit, my biggest supporter just stopped supporting me.
aw.
Yeah, I mean, I just think like you gotta go on regardless. Like,
Yeah,
no one's gonna affirm.
You gotta do what you want. Well, since then, tits up, shoulders back, head held
There
high,
you go,
eye
bitch.
contact. I'm woman, baby. I am woman.
Yeah, you don't need the mom support. My mom's fucking wild, so you never know. Talk to her a little bit. She freaks out at you. Talk to her another day. You are the best star in the world. Next day, you could. Anyway, moving on.
Being a mom is a tough job.
I bet.
It is.
Being a human is a tough job.
I
It
think
is.
that. I think that.
Like, it's
Yeah, I
just,
think
we're
that.
all
Do you
humans.
tell your kids that?
Oh, yeah.
Good,
I'm
because
like,
I don't
I
know
am-
if I exactly grasped that. But
like,
I'm
it's
getting to
hard.
it now. I'm like, damn, this doesn't, and it doesn't stop getting hard. I think at some point in my head, I was like, at some point, it's super easy and it's this sweet ride.
You just know.
And then, but no, it doesn't even matter how successful or money or anything like that. Like problems, things happen, and you like lose people that you love. What the fuck? That
Yeah,
is
they're
a
not there
crazy.
anymore.
Yeah, you're like, I just have to move on now without you. I didn't know that was gonna happen. Really, like I didn't really understand the depths of how life can really throw you off a lot, and then the journey is like, how are you gonna react to that? How are you gonna feel about that?
That's
you know?
right. Steer your own fate.
Yeah.
It's a good lesson, though.
It is. It's great. Once you have it, I think it makes things a little more understandable. At least you can kind of like comprehend things. You know.
Gives you perspective. That's
Yeah.
all. Yeah.
Well,
Well,
Lindsay,
that was a somber ending to a delightful conversation.
life is hard, and that's okay. How about that? Life is hard, and that's okay.
Yeah. Totally. And
It's just okay that it's hard.
You're not alone that it's hard, because it's all hard for all of us.
Yeah.
Do you have a group of friends that you connect with to like affirm like that? Like, would you say like you have like a constant of support? Like Winnie had her mom like believe in her, and then like when she revoked it, it felt like, oh my God, that support is gone. Do you have like a support system like that?
Yep, I have a couple of really good friends. My husband's very supportive of it as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you ever
that's
have
important.
someone who you felt was an authority to you tell you that you're a cotton-headed ninny muggins, or like that it's your shit and you'll never go anywhere? You know what I mean?
I don't think any more than I have to myself.
Whoa.
Bar.
I think I'm the hardest on myself, and
So you measure against that.
yeah. And
Do you ever I just started interrupting myself. Like I had a bad day a couple weeks ago, but at the end of the day, I told Ellevan that I was like, but I really cut myself off every time I just went to be like, you're a piece of shit. You know, I'd just be like, nah, not today. Like you're not allowed to talk to yourself.
Yeah, are you
like
nice
that.
to yourself in your head, or no, you're mean, and do you cut it off?
I think I'm reasonable. I'm reasonable with myself.
Fair.
Classic.
I'm like, let's be reasonable. What's really happening here?
Nice. That's good skill.
Yeah, but not always. I mean, I can say that, and
Yeah.
like in theory, I'd like to try to be like that all the
Yeah.
time. But you know, I'm an emotional person.
And in the 10 days of the month where we're not hormonally
yeah.
challenged, we can probably act like that. The other 20,
other days are like, fucking hell, stop.
Must be wild to be inside one of those vessels that has boobs.
and vulvas.
And vulvas. Volvos? Vulvas.
Volvos?
Both comfortable and supportive.
Okay.
Peanut butter, smooth or crunchy?
Smooth.
Nice. Baths or showers?
Oh.
Shower.
Pants or dresses?
If I could wear a dress all the time, I probably would, actually. I fucking love dresses.
Shower having dress wear?
DVDs or VHSs?
DVD is better quality. Can I say beta? Beta is the best
Fine,
quality,
yeah.
actually.
Oh,
Is
wow.
that Blu-ray?
No, beta is like there was a time in the 80s where they did beta, but then they found out that VHS was actually cheaper to make, but it's less, like not as good quality. So they pushed the VHS, right? So then VHS was like a thing, but beta is actually better.
Beta's the shit.
Pizza or pasta?
Pasta.
Rice or noodles?
Ugh, that one's hard. Right now, noodles.
Pork or beef?
I like pork.
Lake or ocean?
I don't have enough experience with ocean. I would love to say ocean because I want that to be my thing, but I don't have enough experience, so I can't have an educated answer.
Sun or moon?
Moon.
Flying or driving?
Flying.
Mr. Dagster. Sparkling or
Thank you
non-sparkling?
so much. Good night.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Thanks for
Love
coming
you.
on the
See you
show.
later.
Do you,
Lindsey,
we'll put
appreciate you.
anything down
Description.
below about you if you want people to follow you. I don't really
Straight
know
over here.
if you do, but if you do, we put that down
Okay.
below.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.